What's up, everybody, to a brand new season with Popcorn Talk. Today with me is...
the host with the most, Ethan, and special guest,
Nick Fontana.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have Nick back.
Thank you.
We have a lot to talk about. In case you didn't know, Sunday was the Academy Awards, the 91st. We're getting old. So this is just an episode to just talk about our reactions, our overall thoughts of how the night went, and just bash some snubs.
Yeah, overall negative thoughts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty much every year, but mostly this
I
year.
don't know. I feel like the hostless show was really great. I really enjoyed no
Yeah.
host.
It didn't stunt the show at all.
No.
But I feel like there was some good options. Like I was thinking during the show, who would have been a good host? I was thinking like Keegan-Michael Key. I remember he did he came in on the umbrella. I was like, why wasn't he host? Like
It's
perfect.
just like original thoughts would have been nice, but also at the same time, I like the fact that it went straight to like the point of recognizing films, and then not only that, the presenters made it fun too. Like when they had Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, and Maya Rudolph, like those three would have been either one of them, or even all three would have been great as hosts in my opinion, because they have that experience hosting awards and they're hilarious. So.
Yeah, definitely. People like them.
No, they're great. They have great chemistry, and like, do you not laugh when you see them live?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of used to them. They've been popping
I
for
don't
a while
know.
now.
I feel like the different hosts just brought new flavors into everything. Something a little different every second.
What do you guys think would have been? How did you guys think you would have felt if Kevin Hart went through and hosted the Academy Awards throughout all this
I think
controversy?
I would have not cared, honestly.
I wouldn't have cared either.
Do you think he would have done a great job?
No, I feel like
No.
every Oscar host does a mediocre at best job.
Yeah.
I feel like the Golden Globes really nails it with their hosting.
Who do you think actually did a great job hosting in
the past years?
In the past years.
I don't remember.
Well,
who
Kimmel was
hosted.
there twice, no?
Who?
I think
Kimmel?
so, yeah.
Kimmel, I think, was twice, and I liked Kimmel. I also did Ellen ever host the Oscars?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Oh, she
Yeah,
I think
because-
she did, because I
because
remember
they
the
did, like,
selfie.
the big
The main selfie, because
yeah.
that's when Lupita won supporting actress.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's talk about some of these award-winning films and categories. So let me see. First off, I want to talk about the idea of Bohemian Rhapsody going 2 for 2 for sound editing and sound mixing.
And
How do you
regular
guys feel
editing.
about that?
Who
And
was it?
regular editing, correct.
Who
thank you.
was against that? It was Bohemian Rhapsody?
So for sound editing, Bohemian Rhapsody won over Black Panther, First Man, we'll get to you in a second, A Quiet Place, and Roma.
Okay.
And then for sound mixing, it was basically the same thing, but instead of A Quiet Place, it was A Star Is Born. So Bohemian Rhapsody went back-to-back on that, including regular editing. But I want to ask Nick, because I know Nick was kind of upset when he heard First Man didn't win either.
I mean, it just seems like people really like Queen music. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. They're good.
It's Queen, man.
All right, make a biopic about anybody that's good. It's going to win awards. Like, all right, but First Man, like, you saw First Man, right? Did you see it in the theater?
Yes.
So that docking sequence, that should have won the award for them alone. Like, generating the sounds of the spaceship, and then as soon as they're going on the moon and there's no sound at all, cutting off, that's crazy. Like, watching that was something I've never seen before, especially in a space movie.
Yeah.
And just like Bohemian Rhapsody, what did they really do, especially in sound
I
editing?
think
that
it's
made
just
them
like the
win?
sound mixing of their songs
Yeah.
together
Yeah, but
and the
it's two separate
cutback.
categories.
thing
Like,
is
all right,
just
give
that-
them mixing.
No, I would. That's
editing.
exactly
Yeah.
editing.
And then A Quiet Place, like that whole movie was based on sound. And you're
Literally,
not
I
even
don't
gonna-
understand how a film based on just complete silence, but the editing to make certain sequences of sound were just incredibly well timed, loses to the fact that the film had, like, Bohemian Rhapsody had some of the most cringing editing of sound I think I've ever seen. Sound mixing, yes, because when you have a whole movie composed of music,
You gotta know what you have to
that's
do.
that's recognition in itself. Even though A Star Is Born, I think, should have gotten that over them. But I just feel like Bohemian Rhapsody really should have never, maybe one, but two back to back.
Yeah. I was thinking Black Panther was actually gonna get this. Was it sound editing they were in or sound
They
mixing?
were both sound editing and sound mixing.
I thought at least sound mixing they were gonna get. Just the unique noises I heard in Black Panther, especially with like the different gadgets they use and everything. I thought at least that was gonna win it. But I was
Sound editing,
surprised.
too.
I was surprised when Queen won both back to back.
And a lot of people defending it, like saying, "Oh, the Live Aid scene, like, okay, that was a good scene, but like,
But, like,
It was
there's-
also CGI too, so like.
Also,
Yeah.
it's like a concert, so like
So,
how
like,
hard is it to copy and paste?
and
the old
also they
concert?
have the real one to base it off
Yeah,
of."
Exactly, and they based a lot of the real stuff too onto the movie, so there's like no real extreme difference. All right, so now this one I want to know how you feel, because I know you loved First Man, and this one was a weird surprise to me when First Man won visual effects. How did that make you feel?
Who was in that one?
It was Infinity War, Christopher Robin, Solo, and Ready Player One.
I actually gotta admit, I didn't watch First Man, but I'm surprised that Infinity War actually lost to it just because of how well they did, like Thanos.
I voted for Infinity War because the characters they have in Infinity War, it's very easy to make them look stupid, and they didn't look stupid.
They look really, they look legit.
Like the Black Order, you would think they would come out.
You read a Thanos comic book, you're like, oh, if this guy's ever in a movie, he's not gonna look good.
And Josh Brolin was incredibly looking in that.
Yeah. Like, they kind of got his face on Thanos, and it's very impressive.
I was disappointed that Ready Player One didn't win when the film is completely CGI, and you take every...
I read it, though.
It's actually... the story is kind of meh, but the main reason people go to see it is the animation, because they've taken every single comic book, video game, any single thing. They had a whole scene where you had... there was like a free-for-all... The Shining, that scene was crazy. They had all the horror movies in one section. My favorite scene was there was a scene where they have to get Easter eggs. So there's one scene when they're going to the Easter egg, but they have every single video game character fight. Like, you have Chun-Li fighting Halo, like Master Chief. You have Doom Guy fighting someone else. You have Batman flying. They have Mecha Godzilla. Like, you have all of these, like, beautiful things. Don't get me wrong, First Man is beautifully well made in terms of the rockets and everything, but, like, for visual effects, when you have every other thing here...
That's literally based on...
CGI.
Yeah.
That was just me.
I feel like they had to give First Man something because of Damien Chazelle, and
I agree.
Just because of that movie was made expecting to get Oscars, and it didn't really get nominated for much. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. I have 4 more things I want to talk about. So let's talk about animated feature. Now, Isle of Dogs, as you guys know, and I'm pretty sure everyone who listens knows that Isle of Dogs is my favorite movie of 2018. My favorite animated film of all time. But I saw Spider-Man. And it was a very close second because I really did enjoy Spider-Man. So when I saw that Spider-Man won, I was happy but sad at the same time. How did you feel about Spider-Man?
I love Isle of Dogs, but Spider-Man...
I think Spider-Man, hands down, was definitely going to get it.
Yeah, Spider-Man was going to win that category.
I was not going to lie. I was really doubtful because I thought the Academy was going to give it to Pixar just because it's Pixar. Right. I was like, that last second, I was thinking, they better not just give it to Incredibles 2 because, like, I watched it. The plot with it was meh. It could have been easy.
It's just a sequel.
It's just a
not even a sequel. I feel like it could have been like a 30-minute, like, short, if anything, because I feel like it really wasn't needed. It didn't enhance or brought anything new to, like, the Incredibles universe. It was just so bland and rehashed. I feel like the first movie.
It was just like a recontinuation of the first movie. The only noticeable thing is the animation. The thing is that the good thing about Spider-Man, the historical thing, is that they beat Disney and Pixar, which since 2008 has continuously won animated feature. And Spider-Man's great.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
The type of animation in Spider-Man, I don't really know what you would particularly call it, but it was something I've never seen.
I think
before.
it was something brand new.
It was literally a comic book.
Yeah, I call it comic book sans because it's literally just like a whole comic book thing.
In the acceptance speech, I didn't hear Stan Lee's name come up.
Oh, no, they got cut off right before
he was about to. They got cut off, and then in the in memoriam, they made a little reference. I think he was in. I think it was Stan Lee when they were in the Tom Holland Spider-Man. They like showed the scene when he was doing.
I think that might have been X-Men when he had like the hose or whatever.
Oh, okay. Was that Days of Future Past or Apocalypse?
No, I think Days of Future Past.
Oh, okay. All right. So now number 3, I want to talk about Spike Lee's first Academy Award win in a bunch of years. So Black Klansman, in case you didn't see, was a film about the first African American detective in Colorado Springs with a Jewish man infiltrating the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, I'm happy for him that he finally won after all these years. I mean, he's had like 3 really great films, probably. Yeah. Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, and then this.
And now Black Klansman,
So,
and
it's about time.
And it's just like, he does such great work, but he also does very controversial work as well. And like, at the same time, even though it gets some very like kind of like iffy like reactions to it, it's still really well done, and it's showing a message, even if it takes someone a different time to really grasp it or not. But I'm happy for him. I think he deserved it. All right, for number 2, we're gonna talk about Roma and then how we felt about the winner of Best Picture.
Okay.
So, in case you didn't see Roma, please watch it because I finally saw it and it's great. I don't know if
I still need to see it. I still need to see it.
It's on my list. It's still on Netflix. Yeah. You still have time.
They're definitely not going to take it off anytime soon.
No, they're not. It's incredible. And let me see. So Roma won for cinematography. They won for best foreign film. They won for directing, and they won something else, I'm pretty sure.
I think those are all locked for Roma.
Yeah, they won 3 awards that night.
Really? I thought they had one more.
I thought they were 3.
Well, they're nominated for actress and supporting actress.
Yeah, so they had like 5 or 6 nominations. I thought they had 4 wins, but 3 wins, including Best Director.
Yeah. I personally thought it was going to win Best Picture. Strictly because, like, usually directing, cinematography, when you win those categories, you might get Best Picture as well. And Green Book really just took me by surprise.
Yeah, I think it took a lot of people by surprise.
Now, it's just... No, I was happy for Green Book, but at the same time, I felt like Roma... The thing that had everyone speculating was that Roma had already won Best Foreign Film. They're like, oh, is it going to win Best Picture too? And if they had done that, that would have been huge. But, like, at the same time, like, I was still proud of Roma. Like, Alfonso Cuarón did great. Movie was great. And, I mean, I don't know what else to say except Viva la Mexico. But just, like...
Did you see Spike Lee was mad?
Yeah, I saw that.
When was it? 89? Do the Right Thing came out. That year, Driving Miss Daisy won the Oscar, which is basically Green Book reversed. Yeah. And now Green Book wins over Black Klansman. He's like, what do I got to do? I keep losing to white and black people in cars just driving. Like Green Book wasn't really challenging filmmaking. It was like a direct message to the viewers of don't be racist. And
exactly. Be a good person.
Be a good person. And, like, it was very heartfelt at the end. I'm like, okay, that's nice. But it wasn't really challenging filmmaking.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, like, at times it was, like, emotional.
I feel like Green Book was the safest movie to choose.
Definitely.
I just feel like when you look at the categories for Best Picture, really, you have films like
Vice,
Black Panther, and Bohemian Rhapsody, which are the underdogs of the group.
Really, you think Vice was the underdog? I think Vice was really heavily competing. I thought it was going to be the number one.
When I look at these, the 3 films that I see that are the strongest to win would have been The Favorite, Green Book, and Roma, hands down.
I thought it was going to be Vice, The Favorite, The Green Book, and that's it. I wanted Black Klansman to win, but I knew Black Klansman was not safe as well. I want to say controversial, but like very edgy for the Oscars, and I knew they were not going to choose, even though it should be chosen in that category. But I knew Vice was like more for what they were looking for, and more of like that
Christian
questioning.
Bale did great.
Yeah.
Also, Black Klansman didn't come out during award season.
Exactly. It came out in December.
No.
Was it December or November?
No, it was during
was it November?
September, like early, like right by the end of fall. I remember because that was when I first started taking my girlfriend out there.
Oh, okay. No, but like I had personally voted for Roma, then I said Black Klansman, and then Green Book. My mom was happy because she loved the Green Book and she wanted it to win, but at the same time, I'm just like better than that than Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's not a category I'm very mad at, but I think it's a category that they got wrong.
I personally think they got original screenplay wrong because, like you said, Green Book is highly based off of another old film, and personally, I personally voted Roma, and then I had said First Reformed.
First Reformed, I love.
I didn't.
But that's not a movie. I was surprised I even got nominated.
Yeah.
Like if that was gonna get nominated for something, I would think Paul Schrader would get nominated. Yeah. Well, he did get nominated, right?
Paul Schrader for what?
Well, he directed it and wrote it, so I think he might have got nominated for.
Paul Schrader, was not.
No. Oh.
It was Cold War and The Favorite that was alongside Spike Lee, Alfonso, and Adam McKay for Vice.
Okay, but I'm surprised Ethan Hawke didn't get nominated.
I was gonna say for at least supporting. No, not supporting, for leading.
Yeah.
Because out of the 4, all of the 5 actors in a leading role were great. This is the last thing. If you were to pick one person from both actor and actress in a leading role, who do you think was snubbed and who do you think should have been there?
Can I include supporting?
Yes.
I loved Adam Driver.
I loved Adam Driver.
I didn't expect him to win, but I loved him in that movie.
I honestly thought he was great, and personally don't think Richard E. Grant should have been nominated.
Who won Best Actor again? Rami?
Best Actor in the leading role was Rami Malek, who was I'm happy
Freddie
about.
Mercury.
I know, but who else was there in that category?
It was Christian Bale for Vice, because he played Dick Cheney. We had Bradley Cooper, who played the rock star. You had William Dafoe from At Eternity's Gate, which was a surprise.
I didn't watch
loved
the movie,
William
but I
Dafoe. And Viggo Mortensen, who played the driver in Green Book. Ethan Hawke would have been great for instead of Bradley. But and then actress in a leading role, Olivia Colman took it. Yeah. I voted Lady Gaga on that. And Melissa McCarthy, I don't think should have been there, but that's just me.
I don't think anybody saw that movie. I don't think anybody saw the White.
I actually wanted
what movie was she in?
Can You Ever Forgive Me? I actually wanted to see it. Basically, so basically, Melissa McCarthy plays a quick summary. She plays a writer who's failing in the business, and all of a sudden she finds old like memos and old copies of like old writing that were never finished. So she decided to finish it and sell it. And that's a no-no. That's a no good. That's big bad, big crime. So basically, she's trying to avoid fraud.
Controversy about
While she also, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or love interest, Richard E. Grant plays this type of love interest who joins her and then goes against her. So it's just like, it's weird. But honestly, there were so many other choices that would have been better in my opinion, but that's just me. So yeah, that's the Academy Awards for you in a nutshell.
Hopefully some better movies next year.
Well, we got Endgame coming up soon.
2019. There's gonna be I'm excited for Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Scorsese.
Right.
Yo,
that Netflix
Irishman.
film too.
The Irishman looks.
I'm actually
sick.
pretty happy for Netflix because now I think after this they kind of proved themselves. Like, we can make movies.
Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
for
they
that
can make
matter.
movies now.
I mean, the marketing campaign for Bird Box was insane.
True.
Yeah, and they didn't do much.
Yeah.
But that's a talk for another time. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Nick, for joining again.
Thanks for having me back.
I hope to see you guys next time.
Well, guys, that was another episode of Popcorn Talk. I'm your producer. Sorry, let me do that again. That's another episode. That's another episode of Popcorn Talk. I'm your producer, Albert. Signing off. Thank you.